good morning and welcome to Not Just About Ducks. I'm a bit late today, but they're all right. So without further ado, let's go and see the ducks. Hello, good morning and welcome to Not Just About Ducks. It's raining again. Sorry about the close-up. I thought I'd give you a little update on the garden. So here we go. Swivel. My strawberry bed and my currants are in there. My red currants, my black currants, my white currants. Anyhow, I think I've just come to the understanding that the fruit grows on the old wood on a black currant, or on a currant and not on new wood. Because I've never had currants on the other two. I'm thinking about it, all those currants are coming on the old wood and not the new wood. But still, I'm learning. Let's show you inside the veg bed. I can't really do the weeding there because of the rain. They'll just, they'll just reroot. Or there are lots of dandelion seedlings have blown in. I had to pull some pak choy because of they went to seed too long in the tunnel, that is. So there we have, there's some lettuce and some cauliflowers. I wanted to plant the onions and that today. I did a lot of planting yesterday in the rain. And I have flowers on my broad beans, which I'm chuffed about. But I've got to get all these lettuce and onions in. I've got so much work to do in there, it's unreal. And there are my little beauties, my little goslings. All they want to do is sit and eat grass, and they're doing a mighty fine job too. So my big tree is coming on. I thought I'd killed it again, but there it is. My raspberries are doing well. They're flowering, but I thought they were supposed to be autumn raspberries. I planted some tomato plants out here as well. And my grapes are coming along. However, I'm going to have to prune my neighbour's bushes there. Keeps on growing through, but it is what it is. So my grapes are or have started to flower. They're producing little things which will be, let me see if I can find some. And yeah, there's some by there, you see. So, and some by there, that will be a bunch of grapes, hopefully. I had my first really good harvest yesterday. So my little goslings there, stomping all over my beans, which I have to go and sort out. I did plant some flowers, seedlings up there and over there. I've decided I've got to rearrange this garden. Yeah, so my lupins are coming along nicely, and I've got my poppies. They're coming along nicely, and they are directly in the beans. They're lost, the silly goslings. Let's get them out. I thought I'd give you an update on the greenhouse. It's growing. So I've got my tomato plants. Yes, some of them in here. I have to set out another tomato bed by there, and I have to set out a cucumber bed by there. So I've still got a lot to do. I've got a tremendous lot to do. So, but it is what it is. It's coming. It is what it is. I want to do some transplanting today, so I've got some lemongrass I want to repot, and I also want to talk about rhubarb and how to grow it, how to get the seeds, how to plant them, and then how to grow them on, and then how to transplant, and finally then we will be transplanting the new rhubarb plants, don't need that one in here, into the garden. so I have to prepare a nice rhubarb bed, which I'm kind of growing so much. I'm going to need a bit more growing space, I think, but that's it. So I've got lots to do, so let's quack on, as they say. And the geese are nice and sorted out in the duck pen with the ducks and the chooks. The chooks have started laying pretty pink eggs, and they are pink, and I think only one has started to lay. I had one chicken egg today. I didn't have any yesterday, unless they're laying elsewhere. And yeah, and the duck egg count is down, and that's because I think Josephine only lays now and again, and one of the little ducks that lay a lovely green egg, she's not laying either because she's in a state of a moult. But that's to be expected at this time of year, and she has laid every day since she started laying, so she's due for a rest. The ducks are all quacking out there. They want to come in, but they can't. I can't have the ducks in the main garden now because it's so wet. If they went in there, they would just drill everything up. They cause havoc in the rain and when it's really wet in the garden. You know, they'll take all the grass up. The goslings, on the other hand, will just sit there and just nibble at grass. So anyways, yeah, so let's quack on, and I'll transplant some lemongrass, some rhubarb, and I think I've got to transplant, I don't know whether to transplant cucumber or just quack on and get the cucumber beds ready. So I think that there will be a nice big cucumber bed, I think. Yes, by there. The cucumbers do grow quite large, but I just have to keep on top of them this year and try and keep them what's the word I'm looking for? You know, well groomed then. Well groomed indeed. So I'll take you to the potting table and we'll crack on with these. So welcome to my polytunnel. So I've got some rhubarb Victoria seeds here. There's 125 seeds in the pack. However, I have used them. I have used some of them, but I'll just get some more in. I don't know if you can see this, but the rhubarb seed is like a little, what would you call that? A bit of a triangle type, a triangle cylinder type of seed, which I mean, there, let me take one of my gloves off. Oh, they're very bouncy. So there is there's a rhubarb seed there. So it looks like there's 3 corners and a middle, and I believe this one here has started to germinate. So, and this one here, but I'll start again. So here's a couple of the rhubarb seeds. This is rhubarb Victoria, I believe. Yes, rhubarb Victoria. So I got these from Premier Seeds Direct. Make sure you get them from the company that says Premier Seeds Direct, because there is another company out there that sells goes under Premier Seeds, but charges a lot more for the seeds. So these, I believe, were £1 for 125 seeds. But the other company is just Premier Seeds, and they would sort of charge about £4 or £5 for the exact same packet of seeds. So if you get them direct from the company, which is Premier Seeds Direct, then you can pay the whatever they pay, as opposed to whatever the scoundrels who charge the £5 a packet or the £3 a packet or whatever. So yes, to plant rhubarb is the same as anything else really. You take a pot and you put your seeds in the pot, spread them out a bit, I don't know which side is up and which side is down. I don't suppose it matters. I never thought of having rhubarb coming in seeds. I always thought that you had the crown, you know, or the I think it's called a crown, and then you just split it and that's how you propagate it. But no, it has seeds, and I gotta be honest, the results, oops, it's a bit wet, that's okay. The results, these have been in for about 5 weeks, I believe, maybe less, maybe more, but I'm really pleased. These will be ready for going out soon. I just got to make a nice rhubarb bed, which I'm looking forward to, because I make a mean bottle of rhubarb wine. So that's pot there, so I'll just mark it. There's my handy dandy, although I know what it is, so I'll just mark it. And the date, is it the 23rd or the 24th? I think it's the 24th. January, February, March, April. It is May, isn't it? 24th of the 5th. 21. So I'll just pop that in there, so we know when I planted them. And so I'll just put those up there, and I'll give them a little drink. Just water them in. Yes. So I think I can put my gloves on now for this next bit. So there's I did transplant these yesterday, but I'm going to do it again, so as you know how to do things. So I'll gently release the plant from the pot. In actual fact, it's grown more roots since yesterday. So the reason I'm doing this one is that since yesterday, another seedling has sprouted. So I'll refill that pot there. and I'll make a little hole and I'll pop the rhubarb, the small one, in that little in the little hole there, and firm him down and place him in there. I will give him a good watering. And with rhubarb, when you plant them or when you pot them, you need to make sure that you don't cover this bit here. That bit there is the crown. So when I plant this, I reclaimed these pots yesterday from the I know they should be washed. So I've made a bit of a dent in the soil. So I'll take the rhubarb and I'll place him in the pot and I'll soil around it. I'm a messy gardener. Some of these plants will be going to my mother's. I've never had much success with rhubarb. If I've bought the crowns, because you can buy the crowns, you can buy the plants, you know, from garden centres, but every time I plant it, it dies a death. So there we are. So there's this one, nicely replanted. You see, he's in the centre of the pot. That's not really important. The most important bit though is to make sure that the stem or the top of the crown isn't under the soil. So I'll pop this one in that pot there, and this one. So I've repotted these. There's a fine one there, so proud. I have tasted one of the stems of these rhubarb plants, and they taste nice and sweet, but that might be because of the because they're so young. Anyhow, so while I was in my vegetable plot yesterday, I was transplanting in the rain some cabbages and whatnot, and then I got, even with my rubbers on, I got I didn't have my trousers on though, but I did have a rubber coat. I have a couple of the rubber coats, so my top part was dry-ish, but the one I had on yesterday is kind of old. Well, it is, and I've worn it silly, worn it stupid, but they are work coats. So these will be going up to the bucket, and they'll be cleaned and sorted, ready for the next lot of seedlings that I've got to go in. So I brought these in from the garden yesterday because I thought they were a tad on the small side to go out. So I believe these are cabbage. Mind you, they could be kale. Who knows? I'm not sure whether I'll have to make another cabbage bed. I think I probably will. So when you're planting brassicas, oh look, there's a little baby rhubarb there. Let's give those a water. So it's warm in this greenhouse. When you're planting or potting any sort of brassica, it's good practice to remove any yellowing leaves. The yellowing leaves will attract the slugs, and plant as deep as you can get it, because that's it will make for a strong, healthy plant. Let's get these brassicas in. Oh, money spider. Oh, I found the biggest spider. Oh my gracious. I think I'll need a bigger pot for this one. That's just a wee one. Oops. Again, you make the well quite deep. Put your brassica in. It doesn't matter if it's cabbage, cauliflower, kale. Actually, these could be kale. Plant them in deep. Let's get that little one in or I'll lose him. If they're mighty small, like this one there, still got his first leaves, you could set 2 in and bring them on a bit, and then transplant. You see, cabbages like to grow down. They like a nice, they like to be nice and secure. So I'll get 2 in there. And I've got 1, 2, 3, another 3. I've got 3 pots. Comes to something, and you have to rob Peter to pay Paul when on the pot front. There's 1. And that's 2. The goslings can hear me talking to you. And that's 3. And there's this one here, that's the same. You can go in there. Waste ye not, saith the Lord. These are kohlrabi. I'm going to have to go and get changed, you know, again. Honestly, this weather. These are kohlrabi. They're purple kohlrabi, and I love them. The foliage you could use like you would any green veg, like a cabbage or like anything, but they produce a spherical shape about a quarter way up the stem, which is delicious as well also. So this is 100% usable. It provides 2 accompaniments to a meal: cabbage, and then I don't know whether it's classed as a root veg, but whatever it is, it's delicious. So you can use the spherical thing, which will grow to a size of a golf ball or tennis ball. The bigger it gets, the tougher it gets. So it's nice to pick them when they're about golf ball size or small tennis ball size, because then, you know, they're nice and tender. So you can either grate them and use them in like coleslaw or salads and things like that, or you can boil them and mash or serve boiled. They're best when they're tender, when they're younger. And then also you can parboil them or roast them in with your roast potatoes and your roast parsnips when you're doing your roasted vegetables, your roasted meals, you know, like roast chicken or roast beef or whatever. So I'm gonna have to go and get changed. I'm too warm. I'll be right back. Yeah, that's better. I got myself a drink as well. Look at that. My 2 blue chickens. They've started laying, so I've had 2 chicken eggs today, and that's marvellous. Yes, they're the pied ranger that I got from Cyril Basin. And they do deliver in the UK, that is. I don't know how far they travel, but they're in Shropshire. And they delivered to me here in Wales, so South Wales. So So let's quack on. I did get changed, as you can see. I was roasting. Absolutely, I was. Absolutely. So pop these in. I think that'll do in there. I'm gonna have to get some more compost in. So nice and deep, and tuck him in. Nice and deep, and tuck him in. Or her, I don't know. Yes, a big pot, I know, but we want the roots to grow down, so. And I'm running out of pots. Again. This is just until I can get them. Oh, well, you don't know unless you try. However, I do think that one is a losing battle. So, that's a nice sized kohlrabi there. You can grow things just in pots. You can. If you want to leave some pots out on your balcony if you have one, or on your windowsills, or outside your door, or wherever. Granted, this pot is a little big for those, but that's okay. I'll try and get a few more because in this one, just the root systems on those are on the big side. So let's see how many I can get in here. If I just pop them in, should be able to get a few more in here. The ones I've put out in the veg bed are doing absolutely terrific, fabulous. Some of these can almost go out. Well, they can, but I need to do some things in the veg bed. It's just so wet and sodden in there, it really is. So if don't worry if you you know, get some of the stems in there. They like being tucked in, and will grow accordingly. So I've got 1, 2, 3 that can probably go out. well, they can go out. It's just I have limited space out there for the moment because it's finding all the necessaries. I'll be right back.